Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Well, seems like we have... Okay, cool. Hopefully you all can hear me, hopefully it all sounds okay. I don't know if there's anybody watching right now, but if there is, just tell me in the chat that you can see me, hear me, decently. And with that being said, let's get started. We'll start with Bitcoin. Ethereum versus Bitcoin, then Ethereum. So what did we really miss? So coming back to, did we get rid of, I think during that whole glitch with the Bybit charts the other day, it got rid of some of my lines. So let me just put this back. This was the Bitstamp macro fib level, and let's just see where we are. And as I said the other day, right, if we closed above this line the other day when we retested it, we were streaming before the daily close, that I would have bought, but I've said already that we closed below it, so for me this is not a buy. I did not buy Bitcoin to then sell higher with targets up to like pretty much 28. So right now we are pretty much just stuck between the point of control and the fib level. So let's just see if this can get extended. And yesterday we also, this wick up was a swing failure pattern. The point of control did not seem to move too much, so there's nothing to note there. However, we come down to something like the 30-minute. We are trading within this range, right? We can set this low, we set this high. So let's just mark those out. And for now, we are just balancing within this range. And we had a swing failure pattern right here. And a swing failure pattern is when you wick above a range high, close below, or the opposite, you wick below a swing low and close above. In this case, we wicked above, close below. So where's the first intended target for a swing failure pattern is going to be the 618 from this swing low right here. So 618 is 21,258. So that'll be the first target of the swing failure pattern. So right here, I'll just mark. I'll just leave that here. Maybe I can mark it out with something like this. First TP of swing failure pattern short. And then obviously the next one will be the actual range lows, which is going to be 20,751. So those are going to be your two main levels for now. We're going to look for a retest of this, and then we're going to look for, if we break down below this level, we'll look for a retest of this range low. Hello everyone. I think everyone's starting to stream in. Now just pulling our volume profiles of this low range, because we have been in it for quite some time now. Okay, so we are bouncing off the point of control now, which is great to see. Bit of a bias to the upside, so coming down to the downside, especially below the point of control here, balancing out the market a bit, coming down to this first TP level, has some great confluence, but nothing of major concern just yet, right? We are just really within this tight range, with no biases to the upside. If we take a look at our TDI, are there any divergences forming? No, there's no noticeable divergences forming, or even that have formed. Yeah. So not much to speak of with Bitcoin, other than we're looking for a retest of this level, close below this level. We'll say it on the 30-minute time frame. Then I'm going to look for a retest. Eventually, of course, you're going to get pullbacks along the way, but eventually a retest of this range low at 2751. So let's look at Ethereum Bitcoin and see what that's been going up, been up to. Daily time frame, 4-hour time frame. Let's actually look at the daily. Okay. So we bounced off the 618, which is great. To see, we're coming back up, and we're going to try to reclaim this 786 Fibonacci level on the daily time frame. If you reclaim the 786 Fibonacci level on the daily time frame, then I'm going to look for a retest of this previous range highs up here. Coming to look at the 4-hour time frame, you did not break any notable market structure, I would say this would be your market structure low. I think we were talking about this the other day. So you are still in a bullish market structure, so that I don't expect anything to really have a major pullback. If we reject off this 786 on the daily time frame, you might just continue to range within this tight zone. But for me, this has some pretty strong confluence that you can continue upside and retest that high. Any notable? You do have some hidden bear slightly forming, but I would just wait for confirmation for this for the TDI itself to cross the moving average and turn red before you take any confirmation of that. Divergence, and just remember, divergences usually sometimes have multiple drives. So looking pretty good there. Ethereum itself, let's see, I think we did actually have a slightly bigger move on Ethereum. Yeah, so let's just look at Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame, because we've been looking at Ethereum on the daily time frame, not much has been missing. So I believe this I had this scenario from the other day, right? Come down, fill this fair value gap, then come to the upside right here. To fill this fair value gap and retest of this previous support resistance zone. We came into this fair value gap, did not fill it completely, but we did pump up, and now we're just retesting these previous support and resistance zones. Any drives of anything? No, nothing just yet. 1-hour time frame is looking fairly good, but I will 4-hour time frame. Right, you broke market structure by closing below this low. Let me just get rid of this line. Actually, no, I'll just keep that line. I broke market structure by closing below this low, which will let you set this new high. You can even say that this low right here, we close below it. So market structure has certainly been flipped on the 4-hour time frame. So where you expect it to pull back into, the last significant move up, which would be right here, and that's where we're pulling back to currently. So for me, I still want to see it actually fill this fair value gap completely, pull back into 1496 roughly. Closure basis, of course, this fair value gap, and then we can look for continuation to the upside, or then we can look for continuation to the downside. And with the way Ethereum Bitcoin's looking, you might actually get this move up to 1785. So that has some great confluence there between the two different evaluations. Okay. Looking at SPX, and then we will take some coins. SPX is now retesting this previous range high right here. Filled this gap, but now we're just retesting that previous range high that we broke out of as resistance. So for me, unless we close above this resistance line on the 4-hour time frame, right at 4176, there's good confluence that we're going to continue downside, and the next retest will be this 4079 level that we have marked out. Which is incongruent with pretty much the rest of the market, right? We're looking for the rest of the market to at least come down to the downside a little bit, retest this range lows, and then we can take it from there. Cool. Any drives of anything? Not just yet. We have the TDI turning up, fairly oversold, but nothing just yet. We'll see if we can get a big move during the closing hours, New York closing hours. Cool. So any coins you guys got you want me to look at? Just throw them in the chat. Sure. Let's take a look at Shiba. Shiba had a big move up to the upside, fill this fair value gap right here. Pumped back up, did not retest this level. So how can we treat this, right? Let's just get rid of this fair value gap. Let's get rid of this. Bang. Okay. So how do we want to treat this, right? We could treat this as a mini range. So that we can treat this as our range highs. Bam. Now let's actually treat this as our range lows. This as our range highs, right? and we were range bound between these two for quite some time. We take our volume profiles, and where do we expect a breakout to retest into? We expect the breakout to retest to the previous range highs, and if it breaks below the range highs, then you're pretty much going to fall straight to these value area, to these volume profile levels. So first you're going to look for it to retest this value area high right here at 13,335. So 13,335 is where I look for this to retest macro-wise. You also have a fair value gap ending right at that level, so that has great confluence there. You can just mark that out. Between this and this, there's your fair value gap. Make it a bit neater. But this is looking like it's going to come down a bit more, unless we have some divergences, which we don't really have. Go down to smaller term time frames just to see how this is playing out. And yeah, not too. So this is actually right at this end fair value gap. So if you're going to look for a take profit on a short, or maybe even a long opportunity, I would say 13,335 to hold. We can even just say on the 50-minute time frame, wick below, close above, to enter a long would be have good confluence. Hello, digital node. How's it going? Yeah, this is looking pretty nice for a nice setup. So something like this. And then if we were to continue to the upside, where would I look for targets? Let's just go to higher time frames. I think we still have to retest this right here. This value area low of this previous move right here. And we also have this support resistance level right at that as well. So 15,260 was what I'll look for long term, assuming we're going to continue this uptrend. But we still have to get a pullback into this level first for me to even consider that. Okay, guys, got any other coins you guys want me to look at? Any questions as well? Just a reminder that we also have the Discord link in the description below, free to join. A lot of good traders in there and stuff like that. So, just if you're new to the channel, you're not already in the Discord, links in the description. Come join for free. Okay. If there's no other coins, I'm just gonna look at the big movers of the day. And let's see. CHG. Okay. Oh, this actually looks like a respected level. So looking at the daily time frame, right, we were expecting, or looking, I shouldn't say expecting, looking for a continuation up into this high volume node, right? We were looking for a just for this to wick above, close below into, which we did. We also looking for the 618 to get hit, which we did. Right now, closing below the 618, we tried to hold that support, but we failed. So let's just look for downside targets, as this seems to be the most probable. Just first to note, on the 4-hour time frame, we did not break market structure just yet, so uptrend is of still has possibility. All right, let's just label this. So uptrend still very possible, assuming we close below this level. If you want to be more aggressive, want to be more conservative, then obviously you're going to wait till break of this level down here at 17,680 roughly. But as long as we're above this level, closing above this level, it's not of any concern. And your next target will probably be this 786, unless we have drives of divergence, which we don't really have. So going back, let's just see if we have any. We also have, I would consider this to be a slightly high volume node up here, which is in the 786, so just be wary of that as well. That you are to come up to the 786, you're probably going to go a bit above it, just because the interest up here was placed a bit above it. So wonderful. So yeah, until you close below that level, upside is still of interest. Hi, Adam. Yeah, you got it. Okay. So Adam, I think we were looking for this fair value gap to fill. It filled, got blown through. Daily level, right? I think on the daily level there wasn't just much for me to speak about, just because we had this like more or less of a V-shaped recovery. Nothing of that important, too much importance right there. You might want to retest, come back and retest this previous high. Let's see if I can get the closer. Yeah, you might want to retest, come back and retest this previous high, which we held as resistance for quite some time. So 12,385 is of interest, especially with the way Bitcoin's looking. I might get a breakdown. We also have a fair value gap that ends right here. Let me just fill that. Bang. Oh, and you kind of already filled it actually. So ignore that. Might want to come down and retest this level one more time before continuation to the upside. If you are going to get continuation to the upside, right, where are we going to look for? Where are we going to look for? To first. Let's take our Fibonacci levels from this swing high to this swing low. And you're going to look for volume profile. Look at this move. And you're going to look for, I would say, essentially the 787, maybe even the 786, but really the 705 right here. You have these whole liquidity gaps right here, all of these low volume nodes. I would just lump them into one essentially, which is 705 and the 786 are in. So up to 15,975 and 17,117 is what I would look for. Assuming we get to still close above this level. If we close below this level, then we're most likely going to retest this point of control at 1080. So that would be my macro analysis. If you want micro analysis on smaller term time frames, right? Market structure hasn't been broken just yet. 1 hour. I mean, you would have to come down and close below 1156.5 in order to even consider a market structure break. So we're in a pretty strong uptrend unless we have some divergences, which we do not have. So you might argue that this might be a slight divergence, but this is actually looking pretty good. Any other coins, just throw them in the chat, or any other questions. Throw them in the chat. Take a look at gold in the meantime. There's no pressure. If you guys don't have anything specifically to say, I can just look at the big movers. I just don't want, some people do want others' opinions. So, gold. How was gold looking? Projected off this point of control, actually, which isn't too good, to say the least. Point of control moved a bit down. Not looking the best. You did pull down, which is perfectly fine. The TDI is turning up. So nothing of too much concern here. Did we stop at this? Yeah, close below it. Nothing of too much concern on the daily term time frame. 4-hour time frame. It's not looking the best. Broke below this. Hopefully you don't get too much downside. But yeah, this is looking pretty nasty. I'll look for. I'm gonna look for like a rejection. For continuation, I'll look for it around here. Pull a Fibonacci level as well. Bang, bang. Yeah, 705 right there. It's in the bearish order block. 1780 is what I'll look for a rejection off of, and then continuation downside. If you're gonna continue the downtrend. Not looking the best. Not looking the best. You might get a situation like this, you know, come up, retest, and then get continuation upside. But for now, it's not looking too good. You really want to see it in the moment, because the point control has moved since then. But you want to really see it reclaim this point control. Which tool do you use for figuring out which coins to keep an eye on or trade? Yeah, so I usually just trade Bitcoin and Ethereum nowadays just because it's the easiest. Sometimes I'll throw in Litecoin. But I will look at the big movers of the day. Just to see if there's an opportunity to put some small margin on. So I just come over to the side. I have all my Bybit coins listed, and I just click change percent, and just see what was a big mover of the day. Just do some quick TA on it, see where the levels are at. Just because it like went up 15% or whatever, doesn't mean I'm going to short it. Just because it went down 15% doesn't mean I'm going to long it. I'm just looking at some highly volatile opportunities, and it's also just kind of fun to look at. But yeah, that's how I dictate. I generally just look at the majors, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then just look at what altcoins had a big move of the day, or if anything, you know. But that's basically it. Yeah. Or if I did like TA of like for whatever reason like today like Doge had a big move or whatever, then I'm gonna like I'll do TA on it tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, Doge, that had a lot of TA. So I'll just come back to it tomorrow and look at it. But yeah, I like to stick to my Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin now, especially now that so much liquidity has left the exchanges. The slippage is crazy on those types of coins now, where pretty much a year ago at this point it was pretty good. But that'll change. My chair keeps on sinking. I'm too heavy. Yeah, OP, you got it. OPUSDT. So we're looking for OP. We're looking for continuation up into this bearish order block at the 382 Fibonacci level. We did not get that just yet. We are getting a big pullback off of this previous low right here, which is where our market structure was. So we want to see it reclaim this 130. At least I want to see it reclaim this $1.36.2 level, and then we could talk about a continuation to up to here. But for now, we are just stuck within this range right here. And the point control is heavily skewed to the downside. So for me, right, when the point control is skewed either way, right, it gives us a slight more of a bias. It gives us like a slight bias. I'm probably gonna break the other way because you now have trapped shorts at the bottom, trapped selling and stuff. So for me, you're probably still going to pump up into this level at $1.53.54. But confirmation, of course, would be closing above this level right here. What would invalidate this level still would be close below this range lows, obviously, on the 1 hour time frame at $1.09 roughly. And then your other scenarios that you just kind of break down to this next support level with this big. I think this gap was on a different time frame. Right here at 95 cents. So just waiting for it to pump back into this bearish order block plus the 382 Fibonacci level for now. But yeah. Cool. Everything's looking pretty good, but it's been a boring time in the market, right? So things started to come alive a little bit. Some altcoins, of course. You're gonna have some coins move, but Bitcoin's been boring. Definitely makes it hard to try to come up with new stuff every day. But it is what it is. It's the same stuff. Okay. I'll give you some time to throw more coins in the chat. I'll take a look at silver, and while I do that, throw your coins in the chat. If there's no coins in the chat, then I'll end it there, I guess. Silver. Very interesting. So we have this big move up, right, where you look for it to pull back to fill this fair value gap right here. I'll just mark this fair value gap right here. It did fill that. Cool. Beautiful. Where would a market structure change occur? You might get a better picture on the daily term time frame. Yeah, you didn't even flip. You would look for a market structure flip up here at 22.51. Right, closing above that would signal a excuse me, market structure flip, but for now we're just setting a nice low. Coming back to like macro levels, see if anything held. These are my macro levels that have panned out. I want to take our Fibonacci levels off of this. You know, it's not looking the best. You bounced off the 618, which is perfectly fine, but it's not looking the best. I don't know how else to put it. You broke out of this big macro range right here. Alright, broke out of this range, retested it, continuation to the downside. You might get a retest of this level back here, but for now it's looking pretty bad. But these are my macro levels I have set out. So 42, 24, and 11. So macro levels tell us that we're gonna go straight to 11 first, unless it goes back above, but that will take some time. So short term not looking too good. Late to the party. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, throw your coins in the chat. And if there's no coins, I'll end it here and people can just watch it back. It's no problem. Alright, it looks like there are no coins, so I actually will end it here. What do I have to say? I'm gonna start, I'm developing a trading algorithm, let's just put it that way, trading algorithm. I think I'm gonna start, once I just have some more things to finish up with it, but once I finish up, I think I'm gonna start streaming that. like 24/7, and you can like watch the signals, or like people could watch the signals. Maybe if anyone's interested in that, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, Discord links in the description below. Make sure to join us. A lot of good traders in there. It's a little tough when the market is slow to grow a community, but still going pretty strong, so that's good to see. Also, if you like to trade on Bybit and stuff, there's a link in the description below for 30% off all your fees and everything. So that can help you save a lot of money, especially during now when there's tons of slippage and liquidity leaving the market. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye.